Good afternoon, my YouTube family. All right, in this video, we're gonna be doing a quick walk through the food forest. One of the reasons we're doing this type of video, it's November 10th. Right now it's around what 2 o'clock. The weather is cool, but it's about to get cooler. You know, it's a little bit windy too, so I hope you guys are hearing me clearly. But we're gonna be actually, the temperature is actually gonna be changing pretty fast in the next few hours, which is a little bit abnormal for this time of the year. Yeah, we've been here now in the food forest here, what, going on 9 years, and it's the first time in November that the temperatures are actually going to be dropping to the 30s. Always something. Florida is always some surprises you get in Florida. This is one of them, where the temperature is going to drop, I think, to 36 degrees tomorrow morning. I know some of you up north probably wondering, yeah, Florida can drop to those temperatures. I mean, we've been down to 20 something before since I'm living here, with a water catchment in the back, and the rainwater was all frozen, but never in November. Normally this is in late January going into February. We start getting the weather to and we normally prepare for those months, that week or two in the February or late January, but never in the beginning of November. And it seems like we're gonna have 2 days the weather into the 30s. So when I looked at the weather forecast, we're gonna be dropping to like 30 something degrees, like 35 at 4 a.m. and it stays there until about like 7. So I know some of the plants, not all of them, because a lot of them can withstand 30 something degrees, but the ultra tropical stuff in the food forest probably gonna kind of feel. My sugar apple's gonna be fine. Those stuff is gonna be fine, but there's other stuff that I don't probably, I don't know how, like the yam is gonna actually deal with that. This is my ube yam, using as I have a trellis here. Got that lizard right here, can you see it? Yeah, yep. My June plum, that starts shedding leaves already. Like we up north. Look at all the leaves on the ground. This is normal. Yeah, normal kind of stuff. But yeah, the June plum is like ultra tropical. So once the weather, and we've been getting like low 50s, so the June plum didn't like that weather. So now it's gonna go in the 30s for 2 nights in a row, and it definitely won't like it for sure. So what I'm hoping, 30s we could actually deal with, and the plants, a lot of plants can withstand that, tropical plants, but we just don't want to see nothing in the 20s. The mangoes and stuff, we probably, that early cold weather is probably going to cause the mangoes to bloom earlier. So let's see. All right, so before that, let's walk through the food forest and give you a good tour. All right. Hey guys, all right, we're gonna do a tour of the food forest, but before we do that, let's get something up here. I was walking through the food forest, and I said, let me look up here, and I know it's a beautiful fruit right here waiting for us. Look at this. Look, the yam vine have covered everything, but it's maybe for the better. The birds won't actually attack this papaya. So this is a solo papaya. Great tasting fruit. All right, let's get it. Oh, overripe. Oh, it's overripe too. Good, I gotta use this right away. Good thing I come out here and see this. Probably done missed this completely. Guys, papaya is one of the most healthiest fruits out there to consume. The enzyme is like great for the stomach, the seeds, you know, a ton of benefits. Whew. Definitely gonna be a good lunch meal for me today. All right, let's go toward the food forest. So I'm just trying to give you a panoramic view of everything round and round out. We're gonna go right through it, yeah, and check out. All right, so let's start over here. Let's start to this side of the yard. We have tons of sugarcane here. You know, sugarcane becomes perfectly fine. Then we have our gandules, pigeon peas, which was just ready to put up. So 30 something in 2 nights might affect it. You know, the pigeon peas. Let's see how it handle it. This is the time of the year when the pigeon peas is in full bloom. You know, once the time change, because they're all time sensitive plants. You know, are day sensitive plants. So if the day gets shorter, you know, that's when they start getting ready to push off a lot of blooms. So we have like what, 2 or 3 pigeon peas right here. See these huge trees right here? You know, that's pigeon peas. We have another pigeon pea right here. This huge tree right here. That's pigeon peas. It's windy too. Look at the wind is swinging everything back and forth. It's another pigeon pea right here in full bloom. You can see that? Full bloom. Then we have another pigeon peas right here. You know, a lot of pigeon peas. You know, I went back to when I just started my food forest years ago. I was growing a lot of pigeon peas. You know, it's one of those staple food crop that you can use in multiple ways. You know, I use mine in soups. You know, the pigeon pea soup, guys, one of the best thing on the planet. If you ever tried, go research it. Really good. Yeah. So we have one more pigeon peas here. You know, and that's it. All right, let's walk through and check out some other stuff. The sorrel, yeah. So remember I tell you when you harvest, it's gonna bloom again. But with the temperatures that we're gonna get, yeah, these sorrels gonna get beat up tomorrow night. Yeah, yeah. They're probably gonna all die and get. You know, you're probably gonna start seeing the powder mildew, and then I gotta actually remove them because we have the mangoes gonna be coming in soon. The soursop definitely can manage 30 something degrees in this location. Okay, this is right in the open, in the front of the food forest. There's one more there, you know, but I have 2 other soursop that's more in the food forest, that's more protected, probably more microclimate type environment, you know. So those are gonna be perfectly fine, you know. We have some cassava here growing, you know. Yeah, so this is the soursop, you know. My main reason for growing this was to use the leaves. The leaves are extremely beneficial. You know, you could research that and you'd see that. Yeah, the mangoes I've put on a lot of. This is the pickering, put on a lot of nice growth. You know, probably with these cold weather coming in, it's gonna be ready to push off a lot of blooms. You know, the wind has toppled these cassava. Let me move them over here. Yeah, you could prune your cassava back too, you know. I just didn't do it this year, but normally I do prune it back. Yeah. So my LIKE mango, you know, I put on a lot of beautiful growth this year, you know, and that's from my #1 fertilizer, rabbit manure, you know, works all the time. Put on a lot of growth. This is a 2.5 year old tree, you know, from a 1 gallon container, you know, and it's doing amazing. You see, put on some girth on the trunk, yeah, so that's also very good, you know, very sturdy looking tree. You know, this is the curry leaf plant. Yeah, that's gonna deal with the cold perfectly fine. Yeah, over here we have this tree that seems like it's struggling here. You know, a caterpillar came on this other day and just ate. All of these are grasshopper. This is priestly atamoya. You know, had this from seed. I grew this from seed, but it's gonna shed all this leaf with the current temperatures we having right here. See, this is torch ginger. Yeah, We have a plant in there that just never really grow that much. Then we have, yeah, we have what's the name back here? Chaya, some used chaya. Yeah, yep, I just pruned this the other day. Then we have a ton of sugar cane here. Guys, if you see, let me see, I could show you. The sugar cane are huge back here. I'll give you a better view. Then we've been getting a lot of, what's the name? Peanut butter fruit. Guys, peanut butter fruit. I'm putting as a list as one of my favorite fruits. Guys, when this is ripe on the tree, you pick it, put it in your countertop for a day or two. It's like you're eating these like candy bars. Let's see. There's one up here. I think that's ripe. Yeah, there's a ripe fruit here. Boom. See, just like this. Ripe like this, but I'm not gonna eat this one right now. You know, I could show you guys what it looks like. Let me just squeeze and show you. Delicious fruit. Once it's ripe, fully ripe, put it on the countertop for a day or two after picking it. The sugar content on this is, if you like sweet fruits, it's on another level. Yeah. This is seed. Seeds easy to germinate. Yep. That's drop the seed there. I've been planting a lot of seeds in containers. Yeah, I have a bunch of seedling and stuff like that. Probably enough for you guys whenever you need peanut butter fruit, if you want to try it. But let me show you something back here. Look on the sides of these sugar cane. Look how big these are, guys. Huge. Yeah. And the sugar cane is just doing amazing here. Yeah, I planted it beside the chaya. But you know what is with gardening or food forest? Sometimes they switch where you plant stuff. Like a sugar cane, stuff like that you could move around. And you're going to find the perfect position, perfect place for it to grow. Yep, and that's what happened with that over here. If you look right here, cassava is probably going to get affected by the cold. Yeah, long, yeah. This cassava is the, so this is the Togo variety of cassava. Extremely great tasting, cassava, One of the best variety. I think it's original from Ghana or something like that, but this variety, Togo, extremely good, Yeah. So, the cassavas, in the summer and the rains and everything put off a lot of growth. And that's it. Look how tall these are, guys. You're looking at maybe 15 feet, how tall these cassava. Yeah, cassava can get pretty tall. Grow rapidly in the right conditions. Yep. So that's it. Oh, look at this. We even find a guava right here. Let's see. Oh, I'm surprised the birds didn't get this yet. This shit. The smell in this guy is amazing right now. Extremely ripe from the tree. Really, really good. Yeah. All right, let's keep it going. All right. So we have a what's the name? We have two trees beside each other here. Let me see if you could see that. Two trees beside each other. Sugar apple growing like a weed back here. And this is the sapodilla. From seed, so it take a couple years. It did bloom last year, and it did bloom during the winter time. So maybe this probably blooms again. So I'm just being very patient with this sapodilla until it's ready to do, as I do with other seedlings. There's patience is a game. And we go through here. If you see on the ground, a lot of chop and drop. I kind of was chop, because everything was so dense from all the rainy season, which is summer, and the beautiful sunlight, the God-gifted sunlight that we get here in Florida. And so the everything was like overgrown massively. So I was cutting path through and through. So what I did is just, after I cut the path, I just drop everything on the ground for chop and drop. So if you look right here, we have a red sugar apple here also. We have another soursop here. And this soursop, guys, right through the winter last year, it hold on to the majority of its leaves, while the one in the front drop everything. This actually dropped leaves in March. For some reason, I was like, what? So maybe it's been, really protected back here. Yeah, yep. So then from the sugar apples, we have a Fairchild mango, which put on all of this, guys. Look at this green right here. This is all new growth. Yeah. I had a problem with this Fairchild, trying to try to direct it out to grow. I prune, nothing worked. I leave it alone. It finally just took off. Yeah. And just did its own thing. Yeah. Yeah, so we have some sugar apple. We have another seedling sugar apple here. You know, notice there's some white flies under the leaf, but the cold weather gonna get rid of all of them. Yeah, cold weather gonna kill all those pests. Yeah, yep. So I'm not worried about that. And then the leaves. Right now that the tree's going into its dormant stage. Yeah, so you see the leaves getting after that cold weather, it's gonna look like a stick. Yep. And look, we have a little seedling here popping up here, which is cool. We have a pineapple right here. Yeah, we'll go back over this side. We have volunteer. What's the name? Papaya. Yeah, we have a coconut palm here. That's been put on some nice growth this year. Yeah, so I can't wait. I've seen people in my neighborhood with coconuts, on their tree and stuff. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I grew this from seed. Yeah, had the coconut, let's plant the seed in a dry coconut, put it in the ground, and then it grew to this. So this is actually like a 8-year-old, 7-year-old coconut palm. Taking its own time, but it's doing its thing. And once I see people in the neighborhood with coconuts on their tree, I'll be like, yeah, something, it's gonna work out here. Yep. So, back over here, we have hog plum. Yeah, they're gonna do well with the cold weather. That's not gonna affect them much. We have our, what's the name right here? Guava, gonna do well. Some nice big papayas up there. That's cool. Yeah, the papaya should do well with a 36. That's not a big deal. Lower than that, then it's a problem. Yeah, yeah. Aki gonna do extremely well. Oh look, I'm talking about Aki. Look here, Aki right here. Yeah, yep. If this is the first time you're watching my channel, you don't know what Aki is. So let me just give you a quick tutorial. This is Aki. Yeah, this is when it's actually extremely toxic. If you try to pick it like this and try to open it, force it to open, you're gonna get sick from eating it. You gotta let it naturally open by itself like this. Some people do eat it just like this. Pull these are seeds that you can replant. Yeah, they eat it. We actually in the Caribbean, actually cook it. You cook it, boil it in water for maybe 7 minutes, 8 minutes, and you're ready to go. Could add some onions and other stuff. We add also a codfish, and other stuff to it that make it extremely good. All right, let's open this gate and go here. Yep. So, let me give you a view from this view of the backyard. This is how it looks. Only backyard, if you look right down this is the only backyard that I have so much fruit trees. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. So if we come back here, we have guava here. The yam, ube is growing below it, using the guava as a trellis. We have more cassava here. We have pigeon peas. We have a loquat here with some blooms on it. Yeah, some blooms on it right here. This big tree right here is moringa. Yeah, yep. We have dragon fruit. We got tons of dragon fruit from it this year. This hog plum. I put on like a lot of growth. I have another pigeon peas back here. Yep. So it's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. We have galinga ginger here. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. More cassava, more cassava, and I planted more back there too. This is Lipia alba. This is cranberry hibiscus, banana, all kind of stuff. You know the deal already. This garland got ginger is doing amazing here, doing good, and I keep spreading it across. Yep. Edible root on the garland got ginger. Yeah, popular in Asian cuisine. All right, let's open the gate. Go back in. Yeah. We have more cassava here. We have a purple guava. I think purple forest guava. I think that's the name. Purple guava here. I haven't done nothing this year. It did put on growth, but still no sign of fruiting yet. Still waiting on that. We have another hog plum right here. Yeah. Yeah. So you see we have hog plum and oh, let me just show you something else. You know, guys, the dense planting, one of the reasons I do the dense planting is when we get in weather like this. I believe the closer the trees are, the more dense, the more protected they protect each other. That's just how I'm looking at it, yeah? I know I say each other, like the trees are human, but they're life, yeah. So this is sugar apple, from seed. Everything is from seed, guy. Now the sugar apple here from seed, you know. We have what's here. This is Rolenia, yeah, looking good. Put on a lot of lower growth, yeah. Right here we have another sugar apple, which is probably gonna fruit a lot next year. Look like it's loving this location. It's so funny because I plant so dense, and there's some trees that just enjoy that dense planting. Like everywhere you plant the sugar apple, look at the size of this. Look, there's a mango over here. The sugar apple is here. There's Barber's cherry here. There's a Rolina right here. There's cassava below it. There's katuk right here, right in the middle, and this is growing here. And look at the size of this trunk, guys. This is called a 2-year-old. 2-year-old. Look at the size of it. 2-year-old sugar apple. 2-year-old sugar apple from seed. Yeah, and it just take off and grow like a weed right here. You have a small like embib here that grows extremely slow too. In a way, I regret because right in the walkway, I don't know how I'm going to do. Maybe I have to shift the walkway over when this grows. Yeah, you always do all kind of adjustment in the food forest to just make everything flow. Then see this beautiful leaf tree here. This is black sapote from seed. So this is probably going to grow really big. Look at the size of the cassava. Probably one of the tallest plants in the food forest right now. And the toilet going, the yam and everything is just trellising it up, right up. Yep. So then we have over here, more, let me zoom back out, mango, cherry mango. One of my favorite mangoes. More sugar apple here. You're gonna hear sugar apple. I love sugar apples. Then this is cranberry hibiscus. This actually blooms in the fall, winter here. Our fall, our winter in Florida. If you see, they start getting ready to push off the blooms and everything. So this won't get affected much by the cold. The main thing gonna get affected my soursop, the yam. Look at the densest of the katuk. Yep, the sorry is gonna get affected. Yep, mulberry won't be affected. The sugar apple, more sugar apple. Look at this big sugar apple here again. Yep, yeah. The Suriname cherry won't be affected. And then I have this. This was a curry. No, a dwarf Hawaiian. Dwarf. This tree right here, guys, just die on its own. I don't even know why. So it happens. I'm not like I wasn't a big fan of the star fruit, not sugar, but star fruit. So this is a dwarf Hawaiian star fruit. Wasn't a big fan of that variety of star fruit anyway. So it died. I just replace it with another fruit tree. Cause when you start your food forest, you're always trying different things to see what works and what you like and stuff. Then back here we have gumichama. The bananas are just growing here like weed. If you see, look here, guys. Let me walk underneath here and show you something. Banana is here, that's popping up. If you look through there, look here again. Bananas. And even this little banana right here, just pop up. There's so much stuff start wanting fruit in the winter, and that's what I didn't want. My bananas start fruiting in the winter, you know? Because it's probably gonna, if we get a bad winter, it's gonna just be messed up. But that's just it. Some of the risks you take growing in the subtropics. You're gonna have great summers, great winters. It's never perfect. But it's great. It's something you're thankful for. You could still grow a lot of stuff that a lot of other people can't grow. So when we do drop in these kind of colder temperatures, we just deal with it. All right. If you look at this, this is a day avocado that put on a lot of new growth this year. It was leaning to one side a lot, and I actually lean it up more. Then right here, we have another mango. This is pickering. Pickering that I grafted this. Doing amazing. Guys, look again. I gotta give you another look at the size of these. Yeah. These cassava is like so tall, big, like really. Yeah. So I'll show you the gumichama. Oh, then we have another seedling mango here that didn't bloom or nothing. The seedling is about going on 7, 8 years now. No bloom, no nothing last year. Maybe something gonna happen this year. If you walk back here, let's walk through here. If you could look at these long branches going up here. That's all the Maui, mulberry. This tree here, beautiful. It's enjoying its location here right beside the banana. What I realized, guys, there's some trees that you plant beside, fruit trees that grow well beside the banana. Moringa, look, the moringa is growing between the bananas, doing amazing. The what's the name? Mulberry is growing right beside the bananas, doing amazing. Yep. If we come through here, look at this, going up, 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 up. This is this is a weird look. Let me just show you something, guys. This is a egg plum. This is mango, right beside each other. Hog plum, mango. Look at this one. This is the mango branch going up. This is a hog plum. And look at it all this doing extremely well in this location. Yep. So that's it now. The cold weather is gonna come. There's nothing you could do about it. So, I'm not gonna be like covering anything. I'm just gonna just deal with it. Because as I said, 37, 36 is still odd for us to get it this time of the year. Normally I tell you that's in the January, where January, late January, February weather. Unfortunately we're getting it this time. Just but I'm not protecting anything. I'm just gonna let's see how it goes. A lot of the trees are mature. The only trees I might be worried about is these younger mangoes, and we still have time. It's not in the 20s, so not a big worry about that. All right, let's walk through and look at some other stuff. Alrighty, so let me take another walk on this side. We have the shampoo ginger is ingrown, so they're gonna be good. I can harvest some of that later on too. This is a strawberry guava, which I just chopped back hard the other day. 'Cause I wanted my mangoes over there to get some sunlight. Yeah. So then we have our East Indian mango here. That's looking amazing as usual. We have a Rolina here. Look again. This Rolina is right in the banana circle. And look at it, guys. Look. Hefty, beautiful tree. The leaves are yellowing right now because we're in that season, winter. You're not really fall. Yeah. Oh, look, there's a pomegranate right up there. Yeah, I got 2 pomegranate from this wonderful pomegranate this year. They're all right. Yeah. Give it another year, maybe it'll be a lot better. We have a lot of, what's the name on the ground? This is planted all over the ground. This is turmeric, different varieties of turmeric. The mango is, this is, I think, Venus, our M4. 1 gallon, did amazing rabbit manure was the magic portion for that. Yep. So then we come back over here, and then we look at this big soursop. This is a soursop tree, guys, that just wasn't affected by the cold. Yeah. Yep. And I tell you, maybe it's where maybe the bananas are protecting it, yeah, somehow, but it did amazing in this location. All right, so let's walk over here. So we're gonna wrap this video up. Let's look at the beautiful food forest. It's windy, beautiful food forest. It's a pleasure just to sit back here and just enjoy all of this every day. Yep, beautiful. All right, guys. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you watch only 1 minute of this video, I appreciate you a lot. If you watch 2 minutes, I appreciate you a lot. If you watch 3 minutes, I appreciate it a lot. If you watch 12 minutes, I appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot. All right. I just want to thank you all for all the support over the years. With both the channel and my Etsy store, and just all the support you gave. Yeah, all right. I thank you guys for everything. Yeah, 'cause without the subscribers, we wouldn't even have a channel. We wouldn't even have an Etsy store. You guys have made it possible for everything that we have done. And I just want you to know we appreciate that. All right, so I'll be blessed with peace, love, happiness, and kindness. One love. See you guys in the next video.